Welcome to Selftax YouTube channel. If you're an expat, business owner, or landlord and you're not subscribed yet, this channel is for you. We break down tax rules, deadlines, and changes clearly and simply. Hit subscribe and stay compliant, without the stress. If you have heard that making tax digital means filing taxes 4 times a year, that is only partly true. Many people are confused about quarterly updates. They hear the phrase and immediately think it means for full tax returns, for tax bills, and 4 chances to get penalized. That is not the right way to understand it. In this video, I am going to explain how quarterly updates work under MTD for income tax, what you actually need to submit, when the deadlines fall, and what these updates do and do not mean. A quarterly update is a digital summary of your self-employment and/or property income, summary totals, not detailed transactions, for taxpayers within MTD for income tax, and expenses sent to HMRC through compatible software recognized by HMRC. It is not the same as filing a complete end-of-year tax return. It is part of the MTD process that gives HMRC updated information throughout the year. HMRC says quarterly updates are sent through compatible software and form part of the MTD for income tax process, alongside digital records and a final year-end submission. No. This is where people get the wrong idea. Quarterly updates are not for separate full self-assessment returns. They are periodic updates based on your digital records for self-employment, property income, and expenses. The final tax position is still completed later, after the 4th update, when adjustments, reliefs, allowances, and any other income or gains are brought together before the final submission. HMRC's guidance says quarterly updates are followed by year-end adjustments and a final tax return submission through software. For taxpayers who are required to enter MTD for income tax from April 2026, the standard quarterly update deadlines are: first update by the 7th of August, second update by the 7th of November, third update by the 7th of February, fourth update by the 7th of May. These updates cover the tax year in stages, and HMRC's published timeline shows these dates for the 2026 to 2027 cycle. HMRC's current guidance lists the standard quarterly update deadlines as the 7th of August, the 7th of November, the 7th of February, and the 7th of May. HMRC's timeline for the 2026 to 2027 tax year also shows the 6th of April, 2026 as the point at which taxpayers entering the regime must start keeping records digitally. Under the standard tax year basis, the quarters build cumulatively like this. Quarter 1 covers the 6th of April to the 5th of July. Quarter 2 covers the 6th of July to the 5th of October. Quarter 3 covers the 6th of October to the 5th of January. Quarter 4 covers the 6th of January to the 5th of April. That means the updates build across the year rather than each one being treated as a completely separate annual-style return. HMRC's guidance on quarterly updates shows these cumulative periods with the matching deadlines of the 7th of August, the 7th of November, the 7th of February, and the 7th of May. Quarterly updates are based on the digital records you keep during the year. That means your self-employment income and expenses, your property income and expenses if relevant, and corrections to your digital records in line with HMRC requirements. The key thing to understand is that quarterly updates come from ongoing record keeping. If your records are messy, your updates will be messy too. If your records are accurate and updated regularly, the quarterly process becomes much easier. HMRC says taxpayers in MTD must create, store, and correct digital records of self-employment and property income and expenses, and use those records to send quarterly updates. No. A quarterly update is not automatically a quarterly tax payment. The update gives HMRC information during the year, and it can help generate an in-year estimate of your tax position. But that does not mean your final tax bill is settled every quarter. HMRC says quarterly updates can provide an updated estimate for the year to help taxpayers understand their likely tax position during the year. After the fourth quarterly update, the process is not finished. HMRC says that once the fourth update has been submitted, you then need to finalize things. That includes making any required adjustments, checking reliefs and allowances, adding any other income or gains if relevant, and then submitting the final tax return through your MTD software. HMRC says that after the fourth quarterly update, taxpayers need to make adjustments where necessary and then submit their tax return through compatible software by the relevant year-end deadline. This part needs to be explained carefully because people often get this wrong. For the 2026 to 2027 tax year, HMRC says there are no penalties for missing a quarterly update deadline. But that does not mean quarterly updates do not matter. You still need to keep digital records and send quarterly updates as part of the overall reporting process before your final submission. And for tax years after 2026 to 2027, HMRC says late submission penalties for quarterly updates will be points-based. HMRC's March 2026 penalties guidance says there are no penalties for missing a quarterly update deadline for the 2026 to 2027 tax year, but late submission points will apply for quarterly updates in later years. The biggest change is not really the deadline. It is the habit. Under the old style, many people left records until the year-end and then rushed everything together. Under MTD, the system is designed to encourage you towards maintaining records throughout the year and staying closer to your real numbers. That is a big behavioral change, especially for landlords and sole traders within MTD who have been relying on paper notes, bank statements, and memory. HMRC's MTD guidance is built around digital records and regular updates throughout the year, rather than a one-year-end paperwork exercise. If you are likely to fall into MTD for income tax, start getting ready now. Make sure you understand whether your income brings you into the system. Start improving your record keeping. Get comfortable with HMRC-recognized compatible software. And do not wait until the first quarterly deadline is already closed. Because once the system starts, the taxpayers who are prepared will cope far better than the taxpayers who are still trying to understand the basics. HMRC says taxpayers due to enter MTD need to prepare by using compatible software and digital records before quarterly update deadlines arrive. So that is how quarterly updates work under MTD for income tax. They are not for full tax returns. They are not for automatic tax bills. But they are a real change in compliance, and they matter. The better you understand them now, the easier MTD will be when it starts. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Selftax for clear practical UK tax guidance. Stay informed, stay compliant, and stay one step ahead of HMRC.